You wake up one morning and something feels different. The weight you've been carrying, that nagging doubt about your choices, has lifted slightly. Is this what being on the right path feels like? Most of us search for confirmation that our life decisions align with our true selves. We want certainty in an uncertain world. Yet the signs of being on the right path aren't always obvious billboards. They're often quiet whispers easily missed in our busy lives. Let's explore 5 signs that suggest you're heading in the right direction, even when the destination remains unclear. Sign number 1. You face resistance and keep going anyway. The right path isn't always the easy one. When you're growing into your authentic self, you'll face resistance, both internal and external. Friends might question your new direction. Family members may express concern. Your own inner critic might scream that you're making a mistake. Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust and developed logotherapy, taught us that meaning comes through struggle. The resistance you encounter isn't proof you've chosen wrong, it's often evidence you've chosen right. Think about it, anything worthwhile requires pushing through difficulty. The gym feels uncomfortable at first. Learning a new skill involves making mistakes. Starting a business means facing rejection. What separates those on the right path isn't the absence of obstacles but their response to them. When you can acknowledge the discomfort yet continue moving forward, not from blind stubbornness but from a deep sense of purpose, you're likely heading where you need to go. Sign number 2, your values and actions are becoming aligned. We all know the discomfort of cognitive dissonance, when our actions contradict our beliefs. This internal conflict creates stress, anxiety, and that persistent feeling that something isn't right. One powerful sign you're on the right path is the growing alignment between what you value and how you live. You're no longer constantly compromising your principles for approval or convenience. This doesn't mean perfect alignment. We're human after all. But you'll notice small shifts, saying no to commitments that don't serve you, speaking up when you previously would have remained silent, making time for what matters most to you. As Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, never esteem anything as an advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect. On the right path, your self-respect strengthens as your choices reflect your true nature. Sign number 3, your fear of judgment is decreasing. Remember when every decision felt weighted by imagined reactions from others? The right outfit, the right career, the right life milestones, all filtered through the lens of external approval. A telling sign of being on the right path is caring less about judgment from others. This isn't about becoming rude or dismissive, it's about finding an internal compass that guides you more strongly than external opinions. Research in social psychology shows we typically overestimate how much others notice or care about our choices. Psychologist Darrell Baim's self-perception theory suggests that we often look to our own behaviors to understand our attitudes and beliefs. By acting independently of social pressure, we actually strengthen our sense of self. You'll know this shift is happening when you make decisions based on what feels right rather than what looks right to others. The constant mental calculation of, "What will they think?" gradually loses its power over you. Sign number 4. You experience flow states more frequently. Psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi spent his career studying what he called flow, that state where you're so absorbed in an activity that time seems to vanish. It's when challenge and skill meet in perfect balance. When you're on the right path, these flow states occur more often. You find yourself losing track of time while engaged in work or activities that matter to you. Even difficult tasks can produce this sense of engagement and meaning. Flow doesn't mean everything is easy. The right path still involves hard work. But there's a difference between the exhaustion of forcing yourself through meaningless tasks and the satisfied tiredness that comes from putting your energy into something worthwhile. Pay attention to when you lose track of time. These moments offer clues about what activities align with your authentic self, whether that's writing, solving problems, helping others, creating art, or building something tangible. Sign number 5. You're growing comfortable with uncertainty. The right path doesn't come with a detailed map. One of the most counterintuitive signs you're heading in the right direction is a growing comfort with not knowing exactly where you'll end up. This isn't resignation or apathy. It's the opposite, an active embrace of life's inherent unpredictability. You plan and prepare, but you hold those plans loosely. Psychologist Carl Rogers noted that the good life is a process, not a state of being. It is a direction, not a destination. When you're on the right path, you become less fixated on specific outcomes and more engaged with the journey itself. This comfort with uncertainty manifests in practical ways. You can make decisions without perfect information. You can adjust your course when circumstances change. You can appreciate where you are now while still moving towards something better. The person who needs absolute certainty before acting will remain stuck. The person on the right path makes peace with the unknown and keeps moving forward anyway. What these signs really mean. These 5 signs: facing resistance with perseverance, aligning values and actions, decreasing fear of judgment, experiencing flow, and embracing uncertainty, share a common thread. They reflect a shift from external validation to internal navigation. The right path isn't determined by someone else's map. It emerges from your willingness to listen to your own wisdom, even when that means diverging from expected routes. Ancient Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." The right path is ultimately about using your power wisely, focusing on what you can control while accepting what you cannot. You might not experience all these signs simultaneously or constantly. The journey isn't linear. You'll have days of doubt and confusion even on the right path. What matters is the overall trend toward greater authenticity and meaning. If you recognize some of these signs in your life, take a moment to acknowledge them. They're worth celebrating. If you don't see them yet, consider what small steps might bring your path into better alignment with your true self. The right path isn't found by following someone else's footsteps precisely. It's created by walking in the direction of what matters most to you, paying attention to the subtle signs along the way, and trusting yourself enough to keep going. Your right path is ultimately measured not by external milestones, but by who you become while walking it. And that journey, the one toward becoming more fully yourself, is the most worthwhile path of all.